can't be denied. In the dirty south, we hold it down. We don't let this in every town. We bring the heat. We bring the sound. Dirty style rap, that's how we get down.
What's up, Chaos Goblins? Look at that. You're first. What's up, window lickers? Household, are you with us? I'm pretty sure you are. It's another Tuesday, Monday Night Raw review show where me and Kevin Kalloway, he's the Chaos Goblin and the professional at this sport that we so talk about all the time.
We do love it.
We do love it, Kevin. We love it. And we love you, Kevin. Let's just throw some love out there. You know,
I love you too, buddy.
Need more love. More love in the world, bud.
Yeah.
More love. But Kevin, how goes it since last week? How you doing?
I'm doing
What have you
well.
been into?
I mean, other than just playing random games, because Xbox was nice enough to gift me a free month of PC Game Pass, qualified for it under some other Windows thing. So I've been playing a couple of games here or there. Picked Doom back up, picked Metaphor back up. I picked up Mixtape and Outer Worlds 2. And then I'll probably pick up Star Wars Outlaws, and then I'm playing Battletoads off and on because I just love Battletoads in the 90s. Dude. Dude, I saw them make another one of it a couple of years back, and I'm like, oh God, I need this game.
Yeah. Dude, I get very tempted to download it all the time and just sit back and order a pizza from Pizza Hut and go back in time.
Yeah, basically, dog. Other than that, I was at a bachelor trip all weekend, so that was a lot of fun. My buddy's getting married in about 2 weeks. It went great. Honestly, it was some of the best mental reset I've had since Squared Circle Expo. So just seeing all the guys from way back when and making some reconnections with it was rejuvenating mentally, draining physically. We went to a lot of distilleries, but incredible mentally.
You gotta love it, man. Yeah, that's great to hear. Distilleries, always a fun time. The one that I love the most around us is Journeyman's. I still talk about that place.
I think I've had Journeyman's whiskey. It's pretty good.
Oh, it's so good. And the tour, I highly recommend it if you're gonna go out there. Take the tour, go to the restaurant, have the buffalo burger. You're gonna be so happy with all of those choices.
That sounds great. We did because we were down in Kentucky, so we did Peerless Distillery. We did I don't know how to pronounce it. Mission Brewery, Michin. It's not Michin Brewery.
I'm gonna go with that.
And then we went to Angel's Envy. And all of those were phenomenal. They all had like barrel proof whiskeys to sell us and everything. I just got one because I'm not as, let's say, well off as some of my friends who got multiple bottles of whiskey. I had to choose one.
I've been there myself, my friend, so I totally understand.
They're expensive bottles when they're barrel proof and like straight from there, and they don't sell it anywhere else.
They are.
It was one of those times where it's like, well, when's the next time I'm going to be at Peerless Distillery getting something like this? We're just going to call it. We're just going to call it a gift to me. We're going to call it a gift to me.
I like how your mind operates on that stuff. We're just going to call it a gift.
I'm all for experiences, and like if there's no guarantee you'll ever be back somewhere, take something with you. I don't really care how expensive it is. You go to Disneyland and you do the Star Wars, like make your own lightsaber. Like, yeah, that shit's expensive, but like you're going to be displaying that shit forever. Like even after I'm done with the whiskey, I'm displaying that bottle forever. So like,
when are you ever going to make your own lightsaber again?
I'm saying, dog.
When's that opportunity ever arise again?
I'm saying, and you never know, like even if you go to Disney all the time, like you never know when that last time in Disney is going to be.
True.
Because you don't know what factors will change things and everything along those lines. So I always say, like, if you're on the fence about getting something, I'm not saying like go out there and ball out of control and like spend thousands and thousands of dollars on vacation. But what I
Going
do
back.
advocate for is like if it's within a budget that you can keep, if it isn't going to break your bank and make you miss bills, spend that a little extra money. Get something to remember it by. That's my philosophy on it. The only it's a shitty saying that people co-opted, but you only live once.
You really do, though. At least one that your conscious can remember at one time.
I'm saying,
Yep.
even if
Red
you
color.
believe in reincarnation, that doesn't mean you remember all the stuff from that life. So you better enjoy
Dude.
the other ones.
That's true. You know what? I found some people on a podcast that were discussing reincarnation,
Mhm.
and they were discussing the fact that reincarnation is the loop in which that your energy keeps getting reused into different entities, what have you.
Yeah. that makes
Not
sense.
going to that is the opposite. It's you actually go to whatever the next level is. Don't know what that is. Don't even know if it's the final level. All I know is there's possibly a next level. So I don't know. It was very interesting discussion they were having, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that sounds like an interesting discussion, especially like if you bring in like energy transfer and things like that. I would say physics backs it up to some extent. I don't know all of physics in general, but I do know that the general law of energy is that it cannot be created nor destroyed. It must be transferred. So depending on how you view your energy and how you view how souls work, those would have to be transferred or dispersed into other things or people. So whatever romanticism you want to use with it, whether it be reincarnation or maybe the spirit of your former loved ones go into you and live on through memories or anything along those lines, firing of
I like
synapses
that.
or neurons, it still goes somewhere. If there is a soul that exists, which is an if, since we can't have a measurable way to look at it.
Yep.
Because at minimum, our bodies, of course, decompose into the world, which gives biological energy to help feed this glorious place we call Earth.
Yeah. Dude, I think it was Apple, and we'll get into Monday Night Raw, but Kevin sometimes he says things and it gets this brain going, and that's a bad thing, but I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
So there was this company, and I believe it was Apple, and they were tagging energy and trying to do research in where energy goes when life is lost. And a few of these tagged energy sources all went to this one planet. And it was a really unique study, interesting discussion also. But yeah, I thought that was so bizarre that they were able to essentially tag energy, whether that energy is the soul, whether it's just energy. Who knows? I don't know. I'll find out one day, but
One
not
day.
today.
Apparently,
So,
there's a great beyond planet. So
yeah, wouldn't it be cool if that's where your energy goes to
it turns out that
recharge?
was heaven all along, is just a random planet that draws soul energy. There's
It's
no
like some
God that like guides anything. It's just like random soul energy, and we're all just a conglomeration of soul energy. We're all just
like
different
it.
versions of Navi from Legend of Zelda.
Oh my god. This is fantastic. See, this is exactly where when I start going downhill, I bring Kevin with me. he throws in the fun. So yes, fans. All right, that was some good discussion. If we have anybody out there who is watching right now, what's up, House? How are you doing? That's
What up?
the head honcho here at In Your House. If there's anybody out there who wants to do the blind rank, let us know, and we can fit you in throughout the show. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to get into some Raw talk. You ready, Kevin?
I am ready. And also RIP to Barry Blaustein of Coming to America and Nutty Professor fame. He was a writer.
Really?
Yeah, he's a pretty good writer. I think he did SNL too, I think.
Coming to America is one of my all-time favorite movies.
I
still watch at least once a year.
He did a lot with it seems like he just did a lot with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, trust me, if an adult at that time, I would have been trying to hang out with Eddie Murphy too and be around that. He was
Saying.
wild back in the day.
But
Fans, if you want to,
not to
yeah,
get
go
too
ahead.
much off topic in the sense that we're going right into Raw, but we'll let you hit that plug. If you want to get into what? You want to get into what? Voice. You said if you want to get into what?
Oh, if you want to get into fun comedy,
Yeah.
go back and check Eddie Murphy Raw. If you've never seen it, you're going to, oh man, you're going to piss yourself. There's so many good
Oh, that
moments. in
special's
that one.
so good. Oh, I didn't
It's so
realize he did
good.
the Beyond the Mat documentary too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, seems he did.
So there we go.
Knowledgeable rib shot. We appreciate you in the chat letting us know.
Yes, rib shot. I did enjoy your S your Van Fleet interview with Austin that you animated. That one was a fun one about his broken neck and Vince wanting him to come back, and he's out on a 4-wheeler. You did some good animation on that one. I enjoyed it, and I really enjoy how you have the loud cracking of the beers opening on it. That sound, that's awesome. Way to go, Ribshot. Go check out Ribshot and all he's doing. He's out on YouTube.
That's great.
He's in the chat right now. Follow him and enjoy and share some of the silliness that he creates. All right, Kevin. So we had a Raw.
We did have a Raw.
How did you enjoy the opening?
I didn't hate it in the sense of like, I get what they're doing and trying to bring the Vision out there and make them feel important and to get them going from there. And, you know, they have their mini feud with Joe Hendry, but they have their overarching feud with Street Profits.
Yeah.
So they were trying to get that in. They just went out there and did a self promo and then got interrupted by two guys. And then they got interrupted by Joe Hendry singing Fire Logan Paul, which I still think is a very entertaining song.
It's so catchy.
It's really catchy. Joe Hendry's really good at just doing those kinds of things, performing them.
My daughter heard it on the ride home. She heard Joe Hendry come out and start singing it, and she goes, "Do they not like Logan Paul?" I was like, "Well, in this business, he's a heel, so he's supposed to not be liked." I was like, and
I think in real life, he's generally just played a heel through most of his life.
Yes.
He hasn't. I think he's gotten better with age. I'll give him that. But his past is not very forgivable for many people. So I get that too.
Yeah. It is. It is what it is. We make our own choices.
Yeah, we do. But regardless of all of that, I thought the match itself was fine. I mean, I have the same complaint for Raw in general in that, like, I see like 4 minutes of a match, then they have to go to commercial. 4 minutes of a match, and then I see a commercial. Like, I don't need every match to be a 2 commercial break match. But at the same time, I don't want my 12-minute matches broken up by 2 commercial breaks either.
Yeah.
There's got to be a better way.
there really does.
There's got to be a better way of spacing it out. And I don't mind if the segment itself, so between the promo and the match, we get 2 commercial breaks. I think that's fair. It's a long segment at that point. Curtain to curtain, this had to have been 20, 22 minutes. Yeah. And you don't want to go to commercial during a promo because you never know what they're going to say during it unless you have a planned commercial break for it. But what I would have done, and I think they kind of did this, I just don't. I get sketchy with it. It's more later in the show than it was this one because I think we only got 1 commercial break in this match. That was 12 minutes. But in Io and Sol Ruca, I think it was the same amount of time with 2 commercial breaks in a single match, in a TV match. And I'm just missing out on so much stuff in a 12-minute bell-to-bell match. That, like,
especially for a young, an up-and-comer in the main roster to be doing that in her match. That's kind of burying.
just to get that out of the way, because I think it negatively affects perception sometimes. I generally can get through it, but I don't enjoy matches as much because of it. Because I can't see all of them. I can't see what the build is. I'm just coming back to the high spots. And, like, it's cool. And that's general TV format. But commercials are starting to wear on me, boys.
No, I get that, and I can understand that because we see the tides changing. We
Yeah.
see we see a man who bought the company, and now he wants to make his money back as quick as possible.
He doesn't want to make his money back. He wants to make triple, maybe quadruple
Well,
his own money. That's what he really wants
that's
to do.
true too. That's true.
This
too.
isn't money back on a deal. He's already up money.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, he wants to go above and beyond, and that's that's cool and all, but you destroy a lot of the product, that especially a product that was designed for families to be able to enjoy
Right.
and be able to afford. I mean, we say it a lot, and I know this is probably becoming the Vince McMahon okay club, but for all his faults, he did have an understanding of that small, simple thing.
Mhm.
And honestly, I watched a breakdown of wrestling. I believe I shared it on my Facebook, but it's like we see all these people who were released, and then I'm done. And don't get me wrong, a few of these celebrities have done tremendous work. I've enjoyed their work, but like, we're still keeping little Yachty around. And I'm not saying he doesn't work for it, but I'm also saying we just witnessed like the New Day leave and not be used for a while. Same with the Machine Guns. Like we're witnessing some of these people who we know have talent and we know can go in a ring, and then we're seeing little Yachty run around. And I mean, he fits the story, but you don't have to kill the whole product. I don't know, Kevin. I guess I'm just being the disgruntled fan right now.
Well, I mean, realistically, we've been integrating celebrities more and more and more and more over the. I want to say since COVID, since the lockdown kind of dispersed. So let's say 2022, something like that.
Okay.
It's just getting more and more involved to the point where like we're looking at celebrities now from a business standpoint and saying, oh, like we can offer them a short-term contract and keep them around for a little bit if they're not touring. Lil Yachty not touring, not making music right now. Fuck it. And I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing in a nutshell, in a vacuum. The problem lies in, I think people assume that these celebrities are making some level of gigantic money. I do think there is some level of high money to it, but I don't think we're scratching even close to like a Randy Orton or a Cody Rhodes. I think they're taking smaller deals to kind of live their dreams, if that makes sense. They're trying to give there while also, giving for themselves. And
that's a well-grounded perspective on this.
And I'm not saying that I love all of the celebrity integration. I've been very vocal about some of it and rolling my eyes. But there are some that work really well. I think Yachty's one of them.
He does.
I think
and that's why it's hard to
Yachty's one of the best hype men that WWE has right now. He only works with Trick, but because it works so well, Trick feels like a bigger star because he feels like the face of this act, and the other guy is more famous than him.
Yeah. Wow.
So he's getting a rub by proxy by Lil Yachty.
True.
And Yachty's sticking around to help with that. And probably, again, he's a lifelong fan. And I think that's also why we're getting a lot more celebrity integration. Because think of who the celebrities are now. They're us when we were younger. So they went through the Attitude Era and lived through that. So even if they weren't fans all the way through, they at least remember loving the Attitude Era at some point.
Yeah.
Or they loved, the Ruthless Aggression era or anything like, because both periods, I would argue, are very top class. You start falling off a little bit when John Cena had the title. It wasn't because of him. It's because he had no competition for the title. And there wasn't anyone who could be high enough with him or could be trusted at the time until Orton cleaned up his act.
Yeah. He quit doing his
Which
duffel
was
bag.
all documented.
Woo!
But like if you watch throughout any of that span, this would be like 96 until like 2006, 2007. Like those were boom periods all the way through.
True.
So that
True.
means those celebrities now are going to take deals to come in and like do fun stuff. And you can have a lot more celebrity integration because of that. And I think that's what we're seeing. And I think that's what we would have trended towards even with Vince. I don't know how Vince would have treated it. I don't know if he would have kept Yachty around the whole time or if he would have just had him help out Trick a little bit. I don't know the logistics of that, but I do know that celebrities would be easier to come by because wrestling would be looked on and is currently looked on as more favorable and better to the populace. I'm not saying that the product is the best that it is right now. I'm saying that the general populace, if I walked in and I got another teaching job at a different high school and I mentioned WWE, there would be more kids in there who know what WWE is than they would have 5 years ago.
No, that's a fair point. I guess it makes more sense for the bridge aspect I've been talking about, where we're trying to bring in the new crop of fans,
Yeah.
and things like that. So,
And realistically, younger people right now, and this is just from my looking at it. I have no statistics to back this up. This is just me talking with generations of younger people as they graduate through high school. They are more and more influenced by influencers in general or celebrities in general. So they know more celebrities and they know people who are famous and they're more influenced by famous people. I'm not saying that we weren't when we were growing up, but they have a larger range of famous people that they understand, appreciate, respect,
Yeah.
or take advice from than we did. Like we would, I don't know. I loved wrestling when I was growing up. So like my idol was like The Undertaker and like Randy Orton, and it's like dope. Like I would be like those guys and athletes, and so I was an athlete, but I didn't look at athletes and then go over here and go, oh yeah, but this guy's really like this guy loves business and he's good at business, and like this guy does this because there wasn't as much content to look at, but now there is.
yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, it's all content and internet driven, of course, but
Their pool of the ability to go and swim is way bigger than what ours was when it comes to digesting multiple layers of different content creators.
yeah.
I mean, we had to wait for whatever day of the television that their show came out on, and then dial up and seeing their website that if they designed one. Well, I think you might have steered me differently on this whole idea here, Kevin. So
I'm not saying it's good or bad. I just understand. I just kind of see where they're coming from. I
yeah,
see where they're coming from. And that's all I can do. Do I like it all the way through? No. But it's not always for me either. And I think we as
that's
wrestling
true.
fans sometimes lose sight of that. I think like wrestling itself is such a I don't even want to say a buffet because I think there is a certain way you do things with wrestling and how I'm trained, but there's so many different ways to do that thing. So like you always want to make sure that there's some kind of issue or something to drive things together. Otherwise people won't give a crap and they're just going to watch matches. So
Yeah.
like it's cool to just watch matches, like go for that. But think back really to the times where you got really invested and you cared for that match. Those are the ones we're really aiming for. So whether that be Danhausen feuding with Miz because we wanted to see, Minihausen come out and do a tag match with him, like that was nuts. And that was
Yeah,
fun.
It was.
But we were intrigued for the mystery partner, and then the Minihausen came out. It's like, oh my God, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
then multiple mini houses.
Yeah, and just like all of that is just it's memorable. And
It is.
those are the cool like little things that you can do. Because if I just set up matches and I'm like, hey, wrestler A is facing wrestler B, but we don't know anything about wrestler A or wrestler B. Like we didn't grow up with them. This isn't Kenny Omega coming over from New Japan. And like we know all of Kenny Omega. No, this is just like this guy was trained, is really good at it. Here he is. And then the other guy is the same thing. And they just go out there and wrestle, and we don't know anything about them. Do
Who am I
we
supposed to
actually
cheer
care?
for?
Yeah, who do we actually cheer for? What do we care about? What are we
Yeah.
doing here? But
Yeah, and
go ahead.
I think with what you're saying though, and to wrap it into what we were talking about overall with the
Yeah.
celebrities, I think the wave that they've hit recently, it those guys all hit those they just
Y'all
hit.
know him.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, the recent celebrities, I think, since they're lifetime fans, they just kind of know, like, oh, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do as a wrestler. So,
Yeah,
like, even if they're not hyper trained in it and they don't know the nuances of it, they can at least hit the higher notes so that the guy who is trained in it can hit the nuances.
beautiful. I love that discussion. Well, Kevin,
Well, let's move forward.
yeah, let's do that. I'm kind of at a loss where we move forward to though, because
There
I
were so
really
many things that just kind of happened on Raw.
yeah, and like there's moments that we do need to discuss because well they're kind of impactful, and I think the Asuka moment
Mm-hmm.
is one of those moments. Like
Yeah.
where are we at, Kevin? Break this down because I need some explanation.
Uh, I wish I had more explanation for you,
Yeah,
but I don't know. I mean, everyone's reporting whatever online, and I always take that with a
yeah,
grain of salt until I actually see something that's reported by an official source. And we've got none of those reports yet. WWE
no,
has basically just put out statements of like, is this the last we'll see of Asuka? Or is this that? And just asking questions instead of giving us definitive answers. That leads me to believe that Asuka is either going to SmackDown or is going to be a special attraction that comes back every so often.
like
So
she's winding down.
yeah, think of it like a Reigns schedule or like a Roman schedule or anything like that, where she comes back for a stint and then pieces out. I would assume that's probably what her mindset is, and she probably wants to wrestle a little bit in Japan and be free to do that, and be freer to do that at least. I imagine she'd want her final match to be in Japan,
Oh
and
yeah.
I I like that they put over EO on the way out. It was a little bit awkward to switch Asuka to face like so quickly, and then she just left and she just
Yeah.
pieced. But at the same time, I feel it was meaningful to do that because Asuka essentially said, "Hey, you conquered me. You are the new person, and because you are the new person, you can go forward with my energy to kind of, I don't know, rejuvenate, Japanese wrestling and Japanese wrestlers within the company because it didn't seem like Asuka was giving any options. It didn't really seem like Asuka was giving any options to anyone except for the Japanese wrestlers within the company. Like those were the people she wanted to pass the torch to. So I think with this, we're kind of seeing Asuka passing the torch to Io Sky of like, hey, you're the top female Japanese wrestler now, not me.
Yeah. And I like what Fighting's One saying. It was one of the most real moments that they've done in a
Yeah.
while.
I don't think it was all for us in that sense because they were speaking Japanese in an American audience. So they got the point of the American part across. But I also think they were getting that over for Japanese audiences and probably a little bit for themselves.
Yeah. And I I think it was well received by all audiences
Yeah.
in a sense that we we know that that story for right now is closed.
Yeah.
They I mean they did their EO got her win.
Mm-hmm.
She defeated Asuka. She stopped all of Asuka's longtime tools that she's used in any match, and it does represent the fact that for me at least, it represents the fact that Asuka's passing that torch, and Io's the one there to take it and deserves it. Honestly, I mean, we talk about Io damn near every episode of every show we do here on In Your
Pretty
House
much, though.
because she's so good though. She deserves the talk.
Mm-hmm.
She's a very captivating wrestler. And that's not just a women's wrestler. I'm talking about a wrestler. I kind of hope that they do one of the other with her going to SmackDown, Asuka I'm talking of, or that she just comes back as an attraction, because her coming back as an attraction just makes her longevity for me even longer, because you don't have to use her as often. You can bring her out whenever.
Yeah. And I don't know if this was planned through the whole story or anything, which is why I just don't know fighting.
Yeah.
Because this feels like it was always leading to this, where Asuka would be defeated. I would have assumed by Kairi, not by Io. And then Kairi would get the blessing to go on. And when Kairi decided to leave, I'm sure Asuka did feel some kind of way about that. And I don't, because all reports leading, at least with Kairi, the other ones are not part of this. At least with Kairi, was she basically asked for her release and it was mutually granted, rather than her being released without knowledge. I don't know if that was because of other stuff or any other way. Nugget! I get it, buddy. I get it. Annie's home. Nugget.
You ain't gonna stop him.
I'm not gonna get him. I'm not gonna get him at all. But with the recent releases, I don't know how much it affected her in other ways.
Yeah.
But I assume this was the plan, because Asuka was already getting up in age. I'm sure she negotiated a part-time deal, and they're going from there, or she's gone, gone.
Yeah. I mean,
And that's what she wanted to do, because again, Asuka's old and she's beat up. She did that Japanese strong style for a long time, dog.
yeah. And those are some aggressive matches.
Some aggressive men and women that she's wrestled. So, man, I just can't imagine her career going on much longer without it being less matches.
Yeah. And, but again, there's also that possibility of what you're saying, fighting.
Of course. I can't rule out fightings either. It could be that she felt some kind of way.
And that, that's her choice, man. I'm an Asuka fan, so whatever she does, I'm there for it. I can't wait to see what's the next chapter for Asuka. All right, Kevin, I've just guarded this whole front part of this episode. So why don't we talk about something you might want to talk about?
All right, let's talk what I want to talk about. Let's see. Let's give it some thought here. I want to talk about Sol Ruka and Io Sky. We're going to go right from there. And the reason I want to talk about it, I didn't hate the match itself. Okay. So I will throw it out there. I think this was the one that had the 2 commercial breaks, and I was like, what are we doing here? I do not like Sol Ruka's new theme. And there was one move that she did in the match that really grinded my gears. Ooh. And it was the surfboard, where she just got on top of the person and rode them like a surfboard. And I will tell you why I think that's a bad move. Voice, if you were to roll to the right, would they be able to stay on your back?
No.
Then it's a stupid move.
Yeah, that's true.
Because nobody in the WWE couldn't build a base enough to roll to the right.
Okay.
And if I can thwart your move by rolling to the right, it's a bad move. Bad move.
Fair point.
Also, is that move doing any damage to the person on the ground?
It's more of an annoyance.
Yeah. So now you're an asshole. Sol Ruka's supposed to be a face, right? She's supposed to be cheered. Came off like an asshole to me.
Okay. A fair point. Wow.
So I didn't like that specific move, and I could go into further detail about why that move is not keepable. Sol, if you're listening, if you hear this by chance, add something to it. If you're gonna ride someone like a surfboard, and that's gonna be the gimmick, that's cool. Just make the move a move and not a taunt, because you can do that on the ring instead of on them. You can just pretend to be on a surfboard, because if you're on them, you look like a dick.
Yeah. No, I mean, What could you add to it though to make it less dickish?
Anything that's effective.
What
Because if she was 300 pounds, I'd buy it.
Oh, okay, fair
I'd
point.
buy it.
Fair
But
point.
she's like, I don't know, 150 at most, maybe a little higher because she's a little taller. That's not doing anything.
Yeah.
She might be less than 150.
What if she added a stomp to it and then rode him like a surfboard?
I don't know how you would prop them up for the stomp.
Ooh,
That's the key.
true.
Because otherwise it becomes you just stomping them in the spine. And at that point, you're getting into unsafe territory.
Well, I mean, it's an effective move then.
Didn't say it wasn't effective at that point, but you'd have other problems. No one would want to take it.
Very true. Very true. Don't listen to me, guys. Listen to Kevin. He said he.
Nobody
I
wants
told
to
you
take it
guys
at that
he's the
point.
professional. I'm not. I'm the rabble rouser.
But I don't like the surfboard part. But my larger issue with the match was that the second they came out and Annie was sitting next to me, I looked at Annie and I said, okay, so you have Sol Ruka, your fresh new babyface who you're trying to push, against Io Sky, your freshly victorious main face who needs a win to get a big push. And you decided that those were the two that should face each other,
Yeah.
which means one person has to lose.
Very true.
Why?
Yeah.
Why not pick somebody else? Ivy Nile was right there. Just have her lose to Sol Ruka. Good to go. 5-minute match. Hey,
least
you
she's
know what
doing
else?
something.
You save some time. You have another 5-minute match with Io Sky beating somebody. Pick a heel. Who cares?
No, I mean you're writing. Look, you remember what I said about that video I shared where they were breaking down what's happening in the WWE right now?
Mm-hmm.
There's a big thing, and in the chat I was seeing a lot of it too, but they were saying things like this is all a AI wrote show now.
Yeah. It
There's-
does. It feels more lifeless.
Yeah,
In
like
the sense
there's
that, like, I don't know if the matches are that way. The matches still seem similar in quality, but like we're just gonna have Sol Ruka face Io Sky and call it good, without any nuance of thinking about how that might affect both.
yeah. It's in the dance when you miss the simplest step.
Yep.
It makes the dance look awkward and like, why are we watching this?
Yep.
I
What
don't
are we
know.
doing here? Like, if I'm supposed to cheer both of them, why do you want me to hate one of them?
Yeah, what are you doing? Are you manipulating me?
Because it seems like, and I think I heard, as I've stated before, I'm an avid listener of Jim Cornette. Don't
Yep.
agree with everything, but I love listening to it. And he kind of brought up, it's impossible to agree with everything he says. They got AI Vince running the show.
Yeah, AI
That's
Vince running the show.
He kind of said something. Oh God, now I got to remember it because I was in the moment. He kind of said something that resonated with me in the sense of like, if you're pushing a person and they're not established yet, you can't just treat them like they're icons. So what that means is, yes, you had a lot of success with Roman Reigns versus CM Punk, and both of them were faces, but both of them are also bulletproof. People are going to react how they react to them at this point, just like John Cena, just like Randy Orton, just like Cody Rhodes. You make him a heel, cool, they might still cheer him. You make him a face, cool, they might still boo him. But they are bulletproof in the sense of like they're always going to get a reaction.
Yeah,
Soul is not bulletproof.
not yet.
Io Sky, I would argue, is not bulletproof. She's closer than
She's
Soul.
she's getting there.
She's closer than Soul, but she still needs a little bit more to be bulletproof. Rhea is bulletproof.
Yeah,
She will always get a reaction, whether it's negative or positive.
Charlotte.
Charlotte will always get a reaction, whether it's negative or positive. Becky will always get a reaction, whether it's negative or positive. But those are pretty much your bulletproof women right now. Io is the next closest, I would think. I think she's surpassed people like Bayley, Alexa, things like that. Or people like that, not things like that.
Yeah.
but you can't treat everyone like they're icons. You can't just put baby faces versus baby faces and think, oh yeah, they're just both going to get over. No, dog, that's not how this is going to work. One of them is going to get over. One.
But again,
if you're lucky, one will get over.
Exactly. But to me, again, Kevin, going back from what I've learned from you, what I've learned from being in different locker rooms, what we're witnessing right now is AI writing for even the match. I'm not saying the moves and the performance,
Of course.
but what I am saying, the ending, the promos, it's what are we doing? Like
I would assume they throw something in to do a wrestling format and they kind of Gen AI it and stuff from there, and then they clean up some of the details. And by clean up some of the details, I don't mean change much of what it said. I would assume it's more of how do we get to the flash pin that it's saying. So like Soul and EO ended in a roll up, basically, right? Mm-hmm. They had to, as performers, probably figure out how to get there. As in, like, what's a cool way that I can roll you up? And then they had to figure that part out. I doubt they bullet pointed the match itself in the sense of, like, they may have had a setup of, like, hey, this match needs 10 to 12 minutes. And, hey, maybe there's some high points in the match to hit. But the people in the match still have to figure out what those high points are going to be and what they're going to look like. Gen AI is probably not going to give you as detailed of a thing.
No.
In the sense of like move to move to move to move. It'll give you a finish. It could probably give you a finish. And that's about it. Everything else will probably have to be written through because Gen AI, from what I've seen and looking at Chat GPTs and looking at other browsers and looking at other things, I don't use it a lot personally, but I like to know how it works and how advanced it's gotten. So every so often I'll plug something in. It's just not there for the finer details yet.
Gotcha.
In the sense that it'll go too advanced or too silly.
Gotcha. Yeah. So if you're a student of Kevin's over here, he's on to you. You better not be using AI.
Oh, I've caught plenty of people with AI. They were trying to write final essays with AI this week.
Who isn't? Who isn't these days?
Well, they're all failing these days because we all know.
Yeah. The teachers have caught on to that. That ship has passed, kids. So get better at it.
These
That's
kids,
all you can do.
All right. Side note, I'm a rant.
These
kids who walk into class and can't form coherent words think that they can just come in and say, oh, I profoundly enjoyed this novel. No, dog, you don't know what profound means. Explain this sentence to me. All I have to do is point at a paper, and they're going to have 3 words in every sentence that they don't know what it means.
And that was rants from a teacher.
I teach I teach 11th grade algebra 2. I teach conceptual physics, and I teach algebra 3. I looked at papers for because I teach special education. So I looked at some of my caseloads papers through other English teachers, and I sussed them out right away. So did the English teacher, but I sussed them out right away. There was one student I've been working with, and she didn't write towards what the essay was supposed to be about, but she wrote so well that like the English teacher talked to her and I talked to her, and it's like, wow, you're going to get a passing grade anyway, even though you didn't actually talk about it. Like, you just wrote so well that like, we got to give you something.
Give her a scholarship to any college she wants to go to.
Like, just don't make it for prompt reading.
Yeah,
I think
that's
you're good.
awesome. That's awesome. All right, Kevin. Let's do a quick discussion on where we're at with Obafemi.
Okay, so I will say I liked this more than people just coming out and standing in his face.
Okay.
Because I don't believe anyone should come out. They should be scared. And if Otis isn't scared of you, we're losing aura.
Yeah.
But if people are too scared to come out for this open challenge and he has to go find people, that works a little better.
It does.
Now, I do think it works better as a heel, not as a babyface. in the sense that, like, I understand that a babyface wants the competition. He wants to move up the ranks. He wants to do the things. I get that. But to aggressively find people and attack them, it's heelish to me. It's a little heelish. And I'm not saying he can't overcome this, and I'm not saying it's going to wreck his credibility and it's going to make him a heel. I don't think it's going to do any of that. But I do think over time you may see people go, or if he does it too much. This one he got away with. But if every week he has to go find people and beat them up, we're going to get diminishing returns, and we're going to get him quicker than we would as a heel. Because as a heel, if people hate the heel going to attack their baby faces and their loved ones, you can get away with it for longer. Because people will hate you and hate you and hate you until some babyface steps up to the plate who looks like he might actually win. That works. But what heel is going to step up to the plate for Obafemi?
Not a smart one.
Because I don't see it.
I don't either. I don't see anybody trying.
The only person I could see is Braun Breaker. But at that point, what are we doing here booking them against each other? Both need wins.
Yeah.
So, like...
and that, to me, that's more something I want to see later down the line.
Same. I think we're gonna end up seeing Oba get forced into the King of the Ring tournament because they're not giving him competition. So instead of an open challenge, he'll be in the King of the Ring, and that's how he'll win it. I think that's their way to get into it.
Yeah, we had a big discussion on that one.
We did. Well, we did a whole booking session for Obafemi in this year.
We did. I love it, and I love that your mind's still going towards King of the Ring with him.
It's got to be King of the Ring, because if Obafemi's not in King of the Ring, what the fuck are we doing here?
100% on that one.
We're just gonna have him beat Lesnar and then just skip away and just like not face Roman Reigns at SummerSlam and like not do any of the, because why?
Yeah. I don't.
He should be the one to face. I get people out here trying to say, "Oh, we got to keep Oba away from the title." No, we don't.
No,
we don't.
Strap the rocket
we don't.
to him.
He's already with 3 rockets attached to him. He beat Lesnar and retired him.
Yeah.
I don't know how the title is almost lesser than at this point.
I mean, that's a wild thing to say, but in a sense, you're 100% correct.
Beating Roman is not as impressive as beating Brock Lesnar, and I'll die on that hill. Especially retiring Brock Lesnar, and especially beating Lesnar in a dominant fashion. If Oba walks in and faces Roman Reigns and doesn't beat him in 10 minutes, I think it's a mistake. Ooh. I don't need a 40-minute goddamn match between Roman Reigns and Obafemi. Don't give me it. I don't need it to be as short as Lesnar. You can make your Roman look so strong just by having him last longer. Get more offense on Oba. Do some things. But if it's any more than 10 to 12 minutes bell to bell, I think you're just farting away that damn Lesnar win. And then what are we doing here? I would run Oba just like they ran Brock at SummerSlam against Cena. And I would just have him pummel Reigns. Pummel him and beat him.
Well, it makes the most sense for the character that they're building with Oba. Do not do another Kyrie, Io, and Asuka storyline with us, because you guys squandered the shit out of that one. For
God's sake, don't go the route, because this happens sometimes too. I'm hoping it doesn't with Oba. This is a fresh slate for it. But sometimes when people get to the main event scene, they lean too much on like, oh, emotion. This is my one wish as a long-time wrestling fan, and I'm gonna love this title match until the day I die. No, I don't want. I usually have an issue with the over-emotional stuff anyway. If you're bringing too much like childhood love of the game into your promos, I think it's detrimental, not helpful.
Okay.
Because you're not a superhero anymore. You're a common man. And I get that you want some level of common man, but you don't want everyone to be a common man. Oba should not in any way be viewed as the blue-collar guy who pulled himself up by his bootstraps just to get to the WWE. No. He's a ruler. He is billed as a ruler. He's a god. Don't make God cry.
Kevin's new shirt. I love it. I love it. No, you're 100% on that one. And fans, will put a pin in Oba because we're going to talk about him in
Oh,
future.
gotta.
But let's hit some quick fire rounds here, Kevin. IC title, where you at with what they still have in the picture?
Love it. Ethan
Yeah.
Page has been killing it since getting onto the roster. And
100.
man, he's such a nice guy because I've met him in some of my travels because he's his school and his promotion is like 4 hours to Canada from me. So I've met him in some of the shows. Great guy, incredible psychology for the game. And it is not shocking to me that he's up there on the main roster already chewing up every bit of the scenery that he's in and killing it because of it. So hats off to him and getting into the Saturday night main event picture against Penta, which was just announced. And that match is going to be tremendous.
Yeah, and that's going to be in Fort Wayne, Indiana, fans. That's about an hour and a half from me, a little more for Kevin, but in our wooded area.
It's in the vicinity.
Yeah, it's in the vicinity. All right, another quick question, Jacob Fatu. And what's happening there? Where are you at with this whole...
Man, you're going to make me quick question this one. Actually, I don't have that much to say about this one. I wish they never would have neutered Fatu, because if they just did what they're doing now and they just did it the rest of the time, Jacob Fatu would be better off than he is. That being said, I do think they're doing good resurgence work with him at this point. I still want him to sell the Tongan death grip better. Not him sell it. I want WWE to respect the Tongan death grip better because it's supposed to kill someone. And they're not. They're just like, oh my god, all right, I'm good. Like, no, dog. Not how it works.
I feel at Backlash they kind of tried because, well, they taped up his 3 fingers that he would use for the move.
Aesthetically it's been good. The problem I have with it is the selling of it in the sense of it doesn't feel like it does damage. So Roman I would actually use Backlash as a counter example as well. Because they had the Tongan death grip, right? And then he just casually bashed his head into the turnbuckle that was exposed. Then what'd he do? He ran.
Yeah.
He ran at the ropes.
That's what you do.
No. You couldn't breathe a second ago.
Oh, yeah.
You gonna run?
I forgot.
I don't know how many times you've choked and then ran full speed, but I'd bet it's 0.
I forgot you cut off my wind. I forgot about that.
Right. Oh, that's right. I didn't have anything in my lungs. Let me just run. Let me just sprint real quick.
And I can agree with you on that.
If you know what, it would have saved it a little bit if he would have just sold for a second. Jacob sold the buckle for a second. He stepped back, not ran at the ropes, but ran from the last full gasp from the corner. 1, 2, 3. That I think would have worked, and that's a small detail, man.
It is. It's a very small detail, but in the overall sense of the picture, it would have made the picture look way better.
It would have, but either way, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah,
I think in general, they are rehabbing Jacob Fatu, and I'm hoping that they just keep this momentum going forward. If we can get more monsters, where this guy's an unhinged monster, Oba is a ruling class monster, Gunther is a ruling class monster, and we have differences in heels and faces in doing that. I think it's going to work as a good dichotomy for faces and heels to bounce off of.
I love it. All right, Kevin, is there any more quick things we need to hit from Raw from your perspective?
I'll say I do look forward to Roxanne and Raquel versus Paige and Brie.
Dude, yeah.
They're selling me on that.
Yep.
They're selling me on it.
They looked tough last night. Raquel, oh man, she's becoming a leader.
They're really selling me on all of that. So I'm excited for that match specifically and where they're going to go with it. Because like I said a long time ago, I presumed the Bellas would come back together and win the titles so that they could put over what I thought then a babyface team. But it seems now because of Paige coming back, it's going to have to be a heel team. I think it's a good heel team to put over in Judgment Day. If they go that route, they could go other routes. There's other things they could do. I think Julian Kiana James would be an interesting one too. But put over some level of heels, and that way we can get something out of the Bella with the Bella that's in there and Paige right away. And then you can do whatever you want with Paige as a single star.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's right around the corner.
It's around the corner. They're not going to keep her in the tag title picture for very long. They're going to wait for Nikki to come back. Yeah. And then that's when they're pretty much going to move Paige and then move Nikki back in. And I think that's smart.
Do you think the Bellas turn on Paige? Or do you think
depends.
It's just...
I think depends. I think Paige stays face. Whether the Bella's clean split from Paige or turn on her, that's up in the air to me. Because it depends on what you want to do with the Bellas.
Well, yeah, and that's what I was going to say. For me, I would turn the Bellas heel.
I agree. I would say if I were booking, I would have them turn on Paige. But the problem with that is then Paige has to find another tag partner and not be a single star. So if you do that, you would have to have some kind of either super team of Paige with somebody for a short stint, or you would have to put Paige with somebody else for a longer stint.
True.
Because the Bellas aren't going to... Paige isn't going to face him in a handicap match.
Yeah, I mean...
And if you're having both turn at that point, it's not one person.
True.
I think it would be interesting because I think a lot of people talked about this before. If you slotted Rhea in as a super partner for Paige, just because of the goth aesthetic, I think a lot of people have always kind of put that in their heads of like, oh, this would be a cool team. And I think aesthetically they would work out in that sense.
See, and when it goes that way, for me, and this is just personal preference, I prefer a goth with
somebody else.
Yeah, like a real...
You're thinking like Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, to me, that flavor of ice cream just works so good and tastes so good together. It just really does. I mean, Charlotte Flair was able to revamp what we were watching as a nosedive.
Oh, yeah.
And she's completely turned that around. Yeah. So, yeah. Any more, Kevin, before we head out?
I think that'll do her.
All right.
Shout out Happy Rusev Day.
It's always a Rusev Day, and we're always appreciative of that. And fans, at the point of this show, if you're a follower, a listener, a engager in your house, this is where we let you know where you can find us. So Kevin Kalloway, let them know where they can find you and all you do.
So you can follow me at Kevin Kalloway on Facebook, Kalloway Kevin on Instagram. You can follow me at twitch.tv/Kevin Kalloway Pro. I've been pretty consistent in gaming streams. I do a roguelike Friday every Friday at around 4 o'clock, and I play until either the whiskey stops flowing or my butt gets sore. And then usually I am streaming right before this show is what my plan is going forward. Get a little 4 p.m. in, play a little bit. That's a shorter form stream, not as long. Because I like to make sure that I'm here on time for this show. So I get a little hour 30 in, clean hour 45, get a water, maybe eat a chicken. And then we're here for a little Raw Talk.
I love it.
So join me on Tuesdays. And then House and I, actually, we've been trying to get this together. House and I are starting a little Final Fantasy XIV journey online. And apparently I get it. I was talking to a buddy. Apparently I get it for free all the way up until level 70. So that's dope for me.
Beautiful.
And that's shout out to young boy Bryce. You can also do that. It turns out it's for everybody that can do that. And we're going to do that on Saturday. I think it sounded like we're starting a little bit later, maybe around 6.
Yeah.
Maybe 6:30, depending on how things pan out and the timing of setting everything up. We're trying to do as much ahead of time as we can.
Yeah. You always got to do that prep work to make the show flow so perfectly. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that Saturday stream. I think that's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a real fun addition to the network here at In Your House. And if you want to be a part of it, you want to be a spectator, a commenter, anybody who's just part of the household, guess what? Next Tuesday, you can do the same thing with me and Kevin right here. We're going to be talking Monday Night Raw. We're going to be talking, well, whatever they do on the next Monday Night Raw. We're not going to keep talking about this one. We got to move on to the next one. So join me and Kevin here at 6 p.m. where we talk Monday Night Raw. Outside of that, there's the new Wednesday show. Well, it's not new, it's just revamped. And we took the ECW watch along, turned it into a WCW watch along. It's a fun one. We've been watching Monday Night Raw so far, and it's been great. We've been really diving into a lot of nostalgic moments, a lot of things that really kind of made me and House smile and have a good time. So come join me in House. Come join WCW and relive some fucking stinger splashes with us, some figure four leg locks, and some Mongo McMichael on commentary with his dog. Yes, it's a thing, and you need to join us to watch it. It's wild. I forgot he did this. But outside of that, there's a Thursday show. Guess what's on that one? It's the AEW Dynamite. Yeah, it's a fun show. It's a great show. It's a show with OG Tony, House, and me. And guess what? We watch AEW Dynamite. We recap it. We tell you what we love, what we don't like, what we would change up, and what we're thoroughly enjoying with AEW. You'd be shocked to find out that we have a lot of love for AEW because, well, you've heard things that we've said, but we do love AEW and it's really building up. And we want you to join us. That's 6 p.m. on a Thursday where you can be a part of the madness of In Your House. We also have our Sunday household party where you can join in and just be a wild person in the chat. That's what that's meant for. Also check out the Smoke Sesh. That's a bi-weekly show that we're putting on by Hypocrisy Jones, Scrap, and Young Boy Bryce. They're putting together a great show. It's wrestling, pop culture, pretty much what you would talk about in a smoke sesh. It's in the name. So come join In Your House Network where we're doing all these content. You can't get enough of what we're doing. You know, we're past 1,000 videos on YouTube. We're past so many hours. We just hit another milestone in Facebook. So if you want to be a part of us and be a friend of In Your House, hit us up, talk to us, and be a part of what we're creating. And we will catch you on the very next Monday Night Raw on a Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.